Hello everyone, I'm Lauren and welcome back to another Real Estate Essentials series. To all the new BTO and EC owners who have just reached or will be reaching your 5 years MOP soon, congratulations to you. In this current market, it must be truly delightful to witness how much your neighbours are profiting after selling their units. Take Treasure Crest and EC along Anchorvale Crescent for example. Treasure Crest has reached its MOP in September last year, and the highest profit earned by this particular 4-bedder owner recorded is more than 1 million. Have you ever wondered why are we seeing such consistent results from newly MOP, BTO, and EC? Why are this particular group of owners yielding such high profits? And most importantly, what is the real driving forces behind these impressive numbers? In today's episode, I will be clearing your doubts on why the price surge for BTO or EC at its 5 years mark is almost guaranteed. And I hope that this will benefit you in your asset progression journey moving forward. Firstly, let us take a look at the price trend of BTO after reaching its 5 years MOP mark. The prices of BTO tend to peak at this point due to two main factors. First, the expectations of buyers and sellers are the same. What do I mean by this? Imagine you are a buyer looking for a resale HDB in the market. Would you be more willing to pay for a premium for a 5-year-old flat or a 30-year-old one? Most buyers would be willing to pay a higher price for a newer flat. What we are seeing here is that sellers want to sell high, and buyers are also willing to pay a premium. Thus, both buyers and sellers' expectations are aligned, resulting in successful transactions. However, for the case of older resale HDB, the expectations would not be aligned because these sellers still want to sell at a high price, but the resale buyers may not be willing to pay. In order for sellers to offload their unit, they have to consider lowering their prices ultimately. The second factor is the fundamentals of demand and supply. To be eligible to apply for a new BTO, you must be a Singapore citizen or at least one Singapore citizen with a Singapore permanent residency. Additionally, your combined household income is capped at 14,000, which limits the pool of buyers who are eligible right from the start. However, once the BTO reaches the MOP mark, it can be sold in the open market as a resale flat, where there are lesser restrictions. There will be no more household income cap, and there will also be an increase in demand for SPR households who are only eligible for resale flats. The price point of BTO units peaking at MOP is almost guaranteed because of the larger pool of potential buyers as well as its newer status. Similarly, EC prices tend to surge after it has reached its 5 years MOP mark because of the above two factors. For resale EC below 10 years old MOP, there is not much of a limitations in terms of buyers' profiles. With the exception of foreigners, everyone else is eligible to purchase. You can be a single buying for investment or an SPR family with a household income of 20,000. In fact, there is one more very crucial factor that drives the handsome profits that we are seeing, which is the financial affordability of new EC buyers and resale EC buyers. For new EC buyers, on top of the household income capped of 16K, they are subjected to 30% mortgage service ratio when it comes to taking a mortgage loan. On the other hand, a resale EC buyers are subjected to 55% total debt servicing ratio without any income cap. Take for example, a young couple at 30 years old earning a combined income of 15,000 with no other debts. They are eligible to take a loan of 860,000 capped at 75% loan to valuation based on MSR to buy a new EC. However, the same couple would be able to take a loan of 1.58 million for a resale EC basing on TDSR. This loan amount is almost double. Naturally, the resale EC buyers will have a higher purchasing power. In summary, the key factors attributing to the price surge of EC at its 5 years mark are mainly due to the increased pool of demand and the different financial affordability calculation. It is also safe to say that the profits are almost guaranteed at the MOP mark. because these driving forces will always be present, regardless of market condition. However, after the 5th year mark, prices will be subjected to external market conditions, which is not within our control. It may continue to rise, it may stay stagnant, or it may even drop. Apart from BTO and EC, we do see similar trends in the new private condominiums where owners who enter at the initial phase of the launch typically are able to realize their profits within the 3 years. Why is that so? Firstly, developer pricing strategy. Take the Treasure at Tampines for example. This buyer who entered during the initial phase in 2019 purchased a 3-bedder unit at level 3 with a pool view at 1319 PSF. 3 years down the road, nearing its TOP, which is key collection, a similar 3-bedder unit at level 3 facing a bin center was sold at 1,584 PSF, which is 20% higher for a lesser premium facing. While understanding the pricing strategy of developer is crucial, which I will be sharing in a separate video, this is definitely beneficial to our buyers who enter at the initial phase to exit strategically with good profits. On top of that, newly TOP condos units are also able to command a higher price as buyers are generally willing to pay a premium for a new unit when they can move in immediately. So, how does asset progression work in Singapore? In general, most Singaporeans start their asset progression journey with a BTO and sell it upon MOP. Take the sales proceeds to enter into a brand new EC, then cash out again to reinvest in a brand new condo. Each progression may not even touch much of their personal savings. From this step forward, you will be able to move on with accumulating multiple assets for passive income, acquiring a higher value asset, or going into a higher class asset like a landed property. For homeowners out there, there are numerous ways to grow your assets. However, it must be done purposefully. For this to work, you first have to dispose of your appreciated property, and this is why most people tend to sell their newly MOP or TOP properties. I hope this video has helped you to gain some insights on the basics of asset progression, and see you next time.